Hi everyone, and thanks for joining. We are delighted to do the first live talk in relation to Nourish and Flow. I've got one of my fabulous co-hosts joining me. She's put it up to me tonight to get my face onto camera. So we're going to bring her in now. If I can figure out how to do that. Let's see who's behind the screen. Okay, let's figure this out. Sorry guys, now I'm not good at this. How do I get you on, Karen? There we go. Well, you know who's coming on now? Hello. Hello. Ah, there you are.
Were you sweating?
You were leaving me hanging. I was sweating. I was pressing all the wrong buttons.
After me putting up against you, and then you're like, where are you going?
Oh my
Fair play
God.
to you. Fair play to
you.
And you know what, like, fair play, like taking the challenge, because I know like this has been a while in the waiting and there's so much organization going on in the background.
Yeah.
And it's really easy to like sit back and say nothing and sit behind a computer. But like, you have so much passion for this event. Anytime I see one of your posts, I'm like, just fast forward and get me there already. And I know, because I've been privy to you organizing it and creating it, I know loads of the details and I want those to get out there to everyone because it's a very exciting event. So are you up for getting bombarded with questions?
Yes, I am. And my first question is, right, because hands up, this is my first live, total newbie to the whole Instagram thing. Karen, I can't see you. Am I meant to be able to see you on my screen?
I haven't a clue.
Okay. But you're there. Can everyone else see you?
Listen, if they can't, that's even better. But look, we'll just go with it.
Oh, brilliant. That is absolutely super.
Right.
So yeah, Karen totally put it up to me. She totally put it up to me to get on screen and do a live. So here I am.
Here we go. Are you ready for question number one?
Yeah.
I haven't grabbed it by you, so I'm gonna just go for it with you.
Okay.
Tell me, so Nourish and Flow, tell us a little bit about it. What is it? What is it first?
So Nourish and Flow is a luxury weekend retreat. It's hosted in Stravely in Ballyclacavin, and it is focused around women who are going through perimenopause and menopause, that beautiful transitional stage of life. And it's a wellness event where we're going to take care of you, look after you, empower you, give you lots of knowledge in relation to perimenopause and menopause, as well as feed you and bring you to our luxury spa and make some amazing friends and have an experience that you will never have anywhere else.
I love that. One of the things that you mentioned before, and it really, you said something before, that as women, we kind of forget about ourselves, and it's very easy to put us at the bottom of the list. You know, I don't know if it's an Irish mammy thing, whether you're a mammy or not, it can be easy to forget about yourself in like work life, family, relationships, and all the rest. And I've had conversations with you, and you've spoken about the kind of idea of being minded for the weekend. Talk to us a little bit about, like, what do you expect when you get there, and how long is it?
So it starts on the Friday evening, 23rd of August, and it runs until the Sunday afternoon. And what you should expect when you get there is just to be looked after. So we've curated a lovely weekend. My real focus actually when creating this, Karen, was to make sure that we did a kind of a one thing at a time, because as you quite rightly said, women are very busy. We're always kind of juggling all the balls and trying to make decisions and make sure everyone else is looked after. And what I wanted to do is make sure that we have something that's going to be really relaxed. It's going to be a one thing at a time kind of a vibe. So there's not going to be 40 different stages and 10 different speakers and loads of things going on. You don't have to really make decisions. The only thing you have to do is show up to a talk or to an event that you want to do, or not. Maybe just kind of sit in your tent and chill out and relax. So it is really about being pampered. When I ran the event before, that was the one thing that kind of came up, was that the women were just given space to have time for themselves and just to look after themselves. And we always promise ourselves that lovely massage or the sauna or the ice bath or the hot tub, but we rarely get to do it. And this weekend is going to give you the space to do that, to look after yourself, as well as coming and hearing all the speakers that are going to be there and experiencing all the lovely workshops that we have running, as well as the delicious food that you're going to be served all weekend.
Loads of questions. Amazing. Sounds great. Do you know what it is though? Because it's not to bring all the family with you. It's not to bring the
Oh,
kids. It's not to bring the husband or if you have a wife, absolutely do. But it really is for the individual that is going through perimenopause
yeah.
or menopause. Okay.
Actually, that's a good point, because someone asked me today, so do I share a room with someone? What's that all about? And I'm like, no. So yeah, if you want, you can book a tent for two. So our camping accommodation is your accommodation. We have these beautiful, gorgeous luxury bell tents, and that's what the accommodation will be for the weekend.
So it's more
So
glamping than camping, right?
it's a glamping style retreat, absolutely. And what's so nice about it is because we have so many tents that you can have your own if you want. So I know sometimes a lot of retreats you have to share and things. That's not, you don't have to do that. So you have your own beautiful tent. That's your little haven for the weekend. That's your safe space. So I think that's really important for people to know that. Then say you're with your ticket price that you get your own tent. If you choose not to, you can book with your pal and share a tent if you want. But if you want to come on your own, you have your own tent.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I think I would want one by myself.
Yeah.
Why would you
But it's
bother?
just that bit of space, because we're very rarely get the space on our own.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have that bit of space.
Where is it?
So it's in Stradbally in County Laois. It's in the grounds of Ballykilcavan House and Farm, and we are so lucky to be working with David and Lisa down there they're allowing us to use their beautifully restored courtyard. So that's where a lot of the activities and events will happen. And then they have a little woodlands. They have a secret tunnel that leads you through to the secret walled garden, which is where all the glamping tents will be, where the nature spa is, and where all the talks are going to be set up there. So it's a pretty special place.
I'm just picturing fairy lights and nature spa and loads of women having the absolute crack.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm holding in my heart and in my mind
Oh,
too.
lovely. I think the idea that, it can be very isolating when you're going through perimenopause or menopause by yourself, like the hormones, the everything else. And I know it's different for everyone depending, but it can feel quite isolating. And I know certainly if there's anything ever going on with me, it's very easy to go, oh, well, I'll do that then, or I must read up about that, or I must whatever. And then you don't.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. And then you wonder, am I just going through this by myself? Or is that I love the idea that you're going there with women who have an interest in wellness, who want a bit of a break, who want to be fed nice food, but actually that you realize that you're not by yourself going through what you're going through. I think that's a beautiful thing.
I do. I think it is. It's exactly as you say it, Karen. And it makes me sad when I think back to, say, my mom and how their experience of going through this transition was, and they were really isolated and they were on their own, and they maybe had a chat to their doctor, and that was it. And at that, it was probably a very limited conversation. And I just love that I'm able to create this event for women who are going through what I'm going through. So this is why it came about, because I had the realization that I was in this life journey and I didn't want to do it on my own either.
Yeah.
And that's how it came about. And so I think it'll be a really supportive event, and I just know that people are going to connect, because they're bringing like-minded people together who are on this journey is just going to be something really special over the weekend, 100%. And the women and the men that we have coming to talk and to look after the women, they're just going to bring it up a level as well. So yeah,
tell us a little bit about them. Who's coming to talk and what kind of subjects?
So I am so lucky to have Catherine, the wellness warrior, everyone knows her as Catherine O'Keefe, coming as our main menopause expert over the weekend. She's absolutely beautiful. She's dedicated her life for the last 10 years to helping and assisting and aiding and talking about menopause to all the wonderful women in Ireland in the workplace. So she's going to be there all weekend, which is absolutely fantastic. She's got some really, really good talks lined up in relation to menopause, especially menopause and mental health, actually, which is a big area that comes up a lot, and a lot of anxiety related issues kind of come to the surface, and trauma comes to the surface a lot during perimenopause. So she's going to talk about that.
We're so lucky.
Just when you think it's all sorted and gone away, it just comes back and slaps you in the face. But at least what's going on. I think if you don't know, if you're not, if you're not aware of what's going to happen when these changes are happening, then it can be scary. So she's going to be talking, all things menopause all weekend. So she's there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We've got the gorgeous Sharon Huggard who's going to come, and she's the most beautiful style and body confidence coach. And she really empowers women to adore their bodies as they are. We go through these changes when our hormones change and we're like, what is going on? I battled with it for a long time, trying to fight what was happening and fight the change. But now I've accepted it, and it's happening, and that's okay. And she's going to be there to help us talk all things body confidence and style too. So sometimes we've lost our little flair, and she's going to help relight that fire for us as well. We have gorgeous Laura Ward, who is a pelvic health physiotherapist, and she's going to be coming and talking all things pelvic health, which I know I had a very funny conversation today with some women about pelvic health issues and how we're all of us going through the exact same thing. So she's going to be coming and talking, and she's going to facilitate 2 movement classes as well on the Saturday and Sunday morning, and they're specifically going to be in relation to pelvic health exercises and making sure that we know what we're doing and how to do them correctly. So that's really important as well. And then we have our sleep expert, Anne-Marie, coming too, because sleep is obviously a really big thing for women during menopause too. And she's going to come and she's going to talk all things sleep, because if you can't get your sleep, that is half the battle, is getting a good night's sleep. And if you're having problems with that, that's probably the first place that we need to look at addressing. So there are experts.
So qualified. She is so qualified. I've been following her for quite a while. She is phenomenal.
Yes. And she, she combated her own insomnia, her own journey, which I think all of these women are bringing their own experience with them. We're all an expert in our own experience, and they're bringing that with them, as well as their education that they've put on top of their experience, so they can help other women. Yeah, it's really good.
I love that. You mentioned, in conversation before, so it's in Ballykilcavan. Tell us when it's on and what's included. So there's all the talks, there's the glamping style wellness event, but give us a sense of what's included.
So what we haven't spoken about yet and what is included is obviously, as well as the talks, and what makes this really different, Karen, is that it's not, I suppose, there's a summit where there's just talks on education. We've got this beautiful healing holistic element to the weekend as well. So over the weekend, as well as the talks, you're going to have the most magnificent sound bath with Joan and Carmel, who are amazing therapists. I can't wait. I love sound therapy. If you've never had a sound bath, this is probably one of the most relaxing experiences that you're going to have.
You're not going to be getting in a bath naked with anything. A sound bath is, if you just want to explain to people who haven't heard it before.
Yes, you will keep all your clothes on. It's involving sound and Tibetan bowl. Tibetan bowls. It's like 200 women stripping off and getting into a bath. That's not happening.
That's a different event. That's 2025.
That's the other one next year. And then we've got Neil and Josie O'Murhu coming along, and they're going to do a gorgeous breathing and a cacao ceremony with us as our closing circle on the Sunday afternoon, which is going to bring all of the beautiful women together in this gorgeous closing ceremony at the end of the weekend, which I know is going to be really, really special. And on the Saturday night, I think I'm most excited actually about, I've had this vision. I really probably should stop acting all my mad visions, but I had this vision of a 200 women drumming circle in the walled courtyard of Ballykilcavan under this magnificent stretch tent flooded with fairy lights. So I know, and I can't, like, if the beat of a drum and the sound of a drum is powerful, but 200 of them is going to be the most uplifting and magical experience. Every time I say it, I get goosebumps. When I talk to people about it, they're like, oh my God. And that's the one thing that makes them go, I'm totally going. I have to go. I have to experience that. And if anything, just to experience the energy that's going to be created on this Saturday evening, it's going to be worth it for that alone. So yeah, this is what's going to make a difference. It's a totally different experience.
I love it. You mentioned food at one point, which I got hooked on. Talk to me because I've done a little bit of research on this chef. The pictures of the food. This isn't like your festival food, burgers and chips or the
No.
fried rice. This is significant, like high-end food. Correct me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong. Is all the food included?
Yeah. It is. It's all included. So your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. On Friday evening, we're going to have a banquet. So Nathan and I, well, Nathan obviously designed this amazing menu, and he's going to be there all weekend with his crew, cooking the most beautiful fresh food. He's selected a lot of local food vendors throughout Ireland. So really conscious of making sure that we're supporting local Irish farmers. And he's going to be cooking up an absolute storm. So the menu is up actually on social media, and anyone who wants a PDF version of it, just pop me a little message and I'll send that. But
Right.
he is going to prepare the most delicious food. There is gluten, dairy, vegan, and vegetarian options for everything. So
You
anyone who
mean
opts,
gluten-free,
what
dairy-free? You
did I
said
say?
there's gluten and dairy options. Do you mean gluten-free and dairy-free options?
Extra gluten. Anyone for extra gluten? Gluten and dairy free options, as well as vegan and vegetarian. So anyone, when you book, I'll be in touch with you for dietary requirements, and Nathan will look after it all. So the menu is absolutely beautiful. Dessert and everything, lads. Dessert and everything. On the Saturday night, he's making homemade s'mores. He makes his own marshmallow.
Give me a break.
No, I swear to God. Yeah, it's going to be really good. And he's got these most delicious granola bowls for the morning, and they look like, oh, they just look like a bowl of goodness. Do you know what I mean? And it's exactly what we want. Yeah, so it'll be really good.
Right.
Really looking forward to the
Um.
food.
Okay. And right. I'm going to ask you this question, and I'm thinking like morning. Might we be hungover? Is there alcohol there? Is there a bar there? Is there not? Can you bring your own stuff? Or you prefer not to? Talk to us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so no, there is no bar there. So even though it's in lovely Ballykilcavan, and David is a brewer and he has a lovely range of his own beers that he makes, there is no bar there over the weekend. It's predominantly a wellness weekend. I didn't think it was going to fit the vibe. However, if you want a BYO, you're more than welcome. What I would say is that you keep the BYO bit for when you're having your dinner, you have a glass of wine with dinner and that. I don't think there will be a hangover element to it, because I think you'll be just so tired after all your activities and that throughout the day, and being in the nature spa and things like that. You probably won't want to drink that much, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So if you have a hangover,
Of
that's
course
your
I'm going to
decision.
bring one up.
Huh?
I'm always a little bit of a messer, and not that like I wouldn't drink very often, but it's probably a question like to bring a little thing of wine in
Yeah,
my
no,
bag.
you're
But that's
right.
great that you can
No,
do the
you're right.
BYO.
Yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no. So definitely bring a bottle of wine. There's no fridges. I can't provide ice or anything like that. So at the end of the day, we are glamping. Yeah, so we're limited in terms of it's not a restaurant as such. So that's why Nathan has his fabulous food truck and stuff like that. So there wouldn't be ice and fridges and all that thing. So
Yeah,
yeah,
good to know.
yeah.
Good to know.
Thank you.
Talk to me a little bit about when is it on?
So it's on the 23rd to the 25th of August.
Okay,
Friday,
nice.
Saturday, Sunday.
Perfect. That is the perfect timing before the madness of whether
Yes.
it's, kids in college or school or whatever else. It's like a good little recharge before you go into that period of time, and then that quarter of madness, because it is,
Yeah.
taking
Yeah.
the fall
Absolutely.
to have ourselves looked after first. Nice.
Oh, yeah, and at the end of the summer, like, because summers are hectic, especially juggling all the balls and work and kids and on their hollybops and that. So, yeah, to try and and this is why I've gone live, I suppose. I've launched it very early. I'm super organized. So I've launched it very early just so it's on people's radars. It's just book it, put it in the calendar and organize it, because I didn't want to leave, a really short notice so people don't get that window to kind of make sure that that weekend is booked off on the calendar. So, yeah, it'll be a really nice way to recharge and reconnect with yourself, make some new friends, and kind of get cracking then into September with a little bit of a tool bag. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Um, you've mentioned food is included, glamping
Mm-hmm.
is included,
Yep.
talks are included, the
Yep.
expert stuff are included. There's a spa for us there, and I'm sure the holistic treatments you've to pay extra for, I'm assuming. But
Yeah.
there is, you mentioned, did you mention sauna
Yeah.
or ice bath,
Yeah,
something like
so
that?
what are we, yeah, that's, so what we have is the, what I call it, the nature spa. So the nature spa is Tiganalis, they're these wonderful guys who are up there in, oh, the name is, look, Perimenopause brain. Oh, the Gap is where they
Okay.
are, up in Kiltiernan. So they've this gorgeous wood burning sauna, and they're going to bring that to us. They've got huge whiskey barrel hot tubs and ice baths if you're feeling a little bit frisky. Hop into one of those. It's actually great. It's great. It's really invigorating. And then, yes, we will have therapists there all weekend. So we've got Amy, we've got Joan, and I think maybe we'll have Deirdre coming to do some craniosacral therapy as well. So you would be able to book into the spa and to the therapists with me. Once you book your ticket, then you can book in with the spa and therapist then after that for your own session if you want to. You don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, sounds gorgeous. And
Yeah.
what I hear is like there's so much on. So there's you were mentioned about the pelvic health physiotherapist, and you mentioned
Mm.
before to me about gentle movement, which I loved the sound of that because it doesn't sound
Yeah.
like hard or doesn't sound like, oh God, am I really going to want to do that? Talk to us a little bit about that and maybe what people might pack to bring with them.
Yeah, good point actually. So, a yoga mat, I suppose, if we're going to be doing some exercises. And actually, what I might do is do another live with Laura, to get her to talk about that in more detail and exactly kind of what she's going to do with us in terms of movement over the weekend. But I would think if you want to do the movement classes in the morning, that you bring a yoga mat and something comfortable to do your movement classes in. I have my big baggy yoga trousery things on that I wear to everything. So that's the kind of thing. You just need something comfortable in that. But let's do a live with Laura actually, and we'll be able to get full details about those classes and what they're going to
I
involve.
love it. So it's comfy all the way.
Yeah,
Comfort, yeah, all the way.
come in
Okay.
your
I'm in.
pajamas. You know what I
Um,
mean? Come in your pajamas. Actually, maybe we do that. Come in your onesie. Well, that might be tricky for the loos, but like,
that could be very interesting.
yeah.
Talk to us then a little bit about where can we find tickets?
Oh, so tickets are on my website, so nourishandflow.ie.
Okay.
And our early bird tickets are on sale until the 30th of April. We have a payment plan option available as well, which is great. So you
Amazing.
can book now, you pay a small deposit, and then you can pay in installments over the next few months up to the 1st of August. So that's why, again, I've kind of brought this out early, well in advance of August, so people have a chance to stage their payments if they want to make sure that they're not, making a big lump sum payment at the beginning of the year. So that's, nourishandflow.ie is where all the tickets are. Your options are to get your own tent. $3.99 is the early bird. Or you can book for 2 or 3, and all the pricing is up there. And of course, then we have the hyped up, pimped up tents with the beautiful beds and everything in it as well. If you want to go super luxury and really look after yourself, you can also book one of those.
I can't believe that all of your food and the glamping and the talks and all of that is included in that price, Wendy. I
I know.
genuinely can't. It's I
Sometimes
know. I'm
I
like,
go,
oh,
Jesus,
I
did
don't
I
know if
do
you're
my
going to make
sums
any
right?
profit off this.
Did I do my sums right? No, well, I'll tell you why, Karen, right? So we run Pitched Perfect, which is a glamping company. So we provide glamping to all, a lot of the festivals in Ireland. So we have the tents, myself and Shane have all these hundreds of tents. And, a couple of years ago, I came up with the idea of Nourish and Flow and running my own event because it's not every day that you have 300 tents at your disposal that you can house people in. And often the most expensive part of retreats and wellness events is the accommodation.
Yeah.
And, you could be talking up to 700 quid sometimes for a retreat weekend, to be fair, with not even as much as we've got going on, not with the spa, not with the therapists, purely because the accommodation is so expensive.
Yeah.
But Shane has very kindly, pretty much given the accommodation for free. Do you know what I mean? Because it's there, and why not? And I wanted to make this weekend accessible and as affordable as I can for all these beautiful women who might want to join our little gang at the weekend and have the crack. So that's why it's so cheap. It's because pretty much we've been able to accommodate for free.
I love
We're
it.
really
I
lucky.
know So it's not like you're coming and you have to spend loads of money. It's like it's all in. It's all there.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's all in. I suppose the only thing that's not all in, because again I'm factoring it in, is like Nathan will be doing like extras in terms of smoothies and fresh juices and things like that. And what I might do is like a drinks package. Do you know what I mean? Which is not going to be crazy money, like 15 or quid or whatever for the weekend. If you want to go and kind of have those extra smoothies and drinks and things like that on top of the meals. So, because a lot of people wouldn't bother with them, so I didn't want to factor that into the cost for everyone.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there, but I mean, it's minimal. Like it's minimum.
Yeah,
That's
but
going to be there. Yeah.
it's the fact that there's all the talks and the accommodation, and everything. It's fabulous, and all the food. I'm like, I can't wait. I can't wait.
I know.
And you know what I can't wait for is
Tell
to
me.
pack myself up
Yeah.
some comfy
Yeah.
clothes and know that I can go and be around like-minded women where
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about appearance. I don't have to worry about dressing up or anything else. I can actually just go and be looked after and
Yeah.
really actually enjoy it and come away having learned something and feeling recharged.
Yeah.
I'm really excited. Thanks for putting it on.
Well, can I just say before you go, Karen? Sorry now, because you put it up to me. Karen, you are going to be the most amazing host. So I have two amazing hosts at the festival. Karen being one of them, who is my dear, dear, dear friend, and we have so much fun together. And Karen is going to be
sometimes.
she's going to be looking after you all weekend with the gorgeous Hilary Rose, who has her beautiful Live Wild Wild podcast. You'll know Hilary Rose from the Young Offenders Marriage, the mom. So she is an absolute beautiful soul. And Hilary and Karen are going to be literally the hostesses with the mostess all weekend, looking after everyone there. So I'm actually excited because I know when you two meet, your energies are going to just align perfectly, and it's just going to be so much fun.
Yeah, we're going to.
So thank you, Karen and Hilary.
Yeah. No, look, do you know what? When you're coming together and do, you know, you've been talking about this for so long, and you've had your other events before. You're already a master at running events, and I love that you're funneling your passion and what you care about, and bringing all of your holistic and evidence-based information together, but to create an experience for people. So it's not just dumping information on people. You're really having people minded and giving them information for people to go away with practical tools. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for it. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you. And like that, it's going to be an experience. It really is. I mean, the drumming, lads.
I know.
It's going to be brilliant. The goosebumps are here again. It's going to be.
End up coming away being a band at the end of it.
Yeah, I know. Don't wear rings, by the way, because drumming and rings doesn't work. So yeah, that's a top tip. I'll be putting that in the newsletters when it comes out to you after you book.
I love it.
So yeah,
so,
brilliant fun.
nourishandflow.ie, NOURISHANDFLOWIE, and early bird tickets are finished on the 30th of April. So get in there.
30th of April. The tier 1 early birds are finishing then. Yep.
Amazing. Wendy from Nourish and Flow. Thanks.
Thank you.
See you soon.
Thank you so much.
See you. Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.